How are you? How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Doing all right. So, did some work over the weekend, feeling refreshed again. So,
Oh, that's good.
yeah. Are you in a? Doesn't look like it's a start. Is it Starbucks?
No, it's a library.
Oh, okay. How much time do you have today?
I have an hour.
An hour. Okay. Sounds good. Don't have anything for the free flow part. Do you have something for the free flow?
Let me think. No, I don't think so. I think we can. Maybe we can have a tactical meeting.
Okay. Yeah. I moved. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I moved our tactical meeting before our governance meeting. Just all right. You have it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the minutes. Okay. Cool. All right. Okay. Let's get in. So it's a Monday, so let's do our metrics.
Yeah. Okay. So
we go to Glassfrog. Oh, okay. I need to log in again. And general companies. Okay, so we have checklists. So secretary to capture our daily meeting minutes.
check.
Okay. And metrics.
Okay.
Financial projection.
I think we have enough money to make the website and also possibly develop the prototype. So that's because Ethereum price has dropped, and I think it will stay that way for quite a long time. So we have, our runway is about 4 to 5 months.
4 to 5.
Yeah, it's it depends. If it's if everything goes really well, we should have enough runway to get us to the next stage.
Okay. So what do you think is the reason why you say it will stay that way for a long time?
Just by looking at the chart, and also, okay, so the reason is because for it to rise up again, right now the market capitalization is for Ethereum is about 60 billion. That's pretty big. So I think it needs to have better fundamentals. By fundamentals, I mean more people have to start using it for it to rise in value. Right now, we have a lot of developers working on it, but we need end users. So that's where it will go up for the next wave. So, but right now, I don't see that coming anytime soon because this project we haven't built anything for this project yet. So
So it's a chicken and egg problem. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, then let's get into our agenda. Okay, Toolmaster.
Yes. So
Have
now that
the workflow.
Yes. Now that we are using Asana and Slack, I have put our workflow. I have started writing our workflow, so we know how to process our next actions and our attentions and how to communicate with each other. And if you could open that link, please.
Okay, there it is. Workflow. Four items here.
Let me just reconnect my video. Oh, and okay, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. So So there, at the moment there are really just 4 steps. So we just like use the Holacracy constitution and look up our roles on Glassfrog to see what we need to do. That's the first step for whoever joins this organization. And then next, if we need to do something, we just put it down on Asana for ourselves. And also if we need someone else to do something, another role to do something, we just put our Asana next action for that role on Asana. And we don't tell them, like, we don't assign the task and tell them on Slack because that's duplicate information. So yeah, and next we just prioritize and execute our own Asana next actions according to the Holacracy constitution. By the Holacracy constitution, I mean like the duties of prioritization, how we prioritize, how we process our tasks. Like we always process the tasks requested by other roles before we process those of our own roles. So etc. And then if something is unclear, if a assigned task is unclear, then we talk to that guy on Slack. Okay. Yeah, and then if we need to talk to each other, we just put our agenda items on our meeting minutes before joining the meeting. So right now, yeah, so that's pretty clear. And then we iterate. It's like a loop. And that's it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, if there's any suggestions, please let me know and or comment directly on this document for me to incorporate and improve.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That sounds good. Let's move on.
Okay. So the next, I played with AWS Organization, also IAM. I couldn't figure out how to make organization work in the way that an organization account opens an instance, the master account can also the master account can't see the same instance. So I don't know how it works. But with IAM, it works. So IAM just access the same account. So I'll give you the access here.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I know IAM works. So.
And with your permission, you can also modify organization, AWS organization, in case you know how to, if you want to make it work.
Okay.
So this is your sign in. I'll send you on here, Zoom. And this is the first part of the password. And I'll send you the second part of the password on Slack. Just in case. Just in case. Okay.
Okay, let me try this. Okay, good. Looks like that worked.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, now let me see if I go to Route 53 here.
Yeah.
If I can see anything.
Yeah.
Yes, one hosted zone.
Yeah. I've set it so that apart from stealing the domain names, you can do everything. And also for IAM, so you can like elevate your permissions in IAM. So I have to do that, and
right.
That's how I, as well. Like I'll propose the change in our governance meeting for the user.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see the A record here for action.com, so that's going to work. So that's good.
Yep. Cool.
Okay, great. Let's go back to our meeting minutes. Okay, let's move on to 3.
Yeah, so I think our website needs to contain more meat before we approach singular DTV. Right now, I like the style, but we need more materials on it. So just want to say that.
Okay, yeah, I added some things in the last hour.
Okay.
So some of the things we talked about, you can have a look under how we work.
Ooh. That's pretty cool. Okay. Interesting. I'm not sure, facilitator, I can give some feedback on the website.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I really like the blinking cursor. It's like, it's a nice touch.
A little bit of life.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know how you're gonna design it, but if I design it, I would like, because if I see the blinking cursor, I want to click on the icon, and then if people click on the icon, it takes them to the game page, where they can access the console and play the game. And then the about page. Oh yeah, the about page. We need to put our pictures on there, so that people know who we are. And also we need an organization account, like hello@action.com. So the user will need to do that. And our work and CR. Yep. Okay. Action game. Review. YouTube. That's really cool. And we don't need the latest post section unless we can find a resource or create a role and find one of us will start writing the latest post. Otherwise, it's redundant. Just for me. This is just a feedback. It's not like I'm not saying, hey, just delete it. It's different. Like in a traditional organization, I'll say, Michael, please delete it. But right now, I'm just saying whatever I'm thinking. So you have the ultimate authority on that. And so pictures, and also what else today? Yeah, it looks good so far. Yeah, I dislike the red. What do you call the hyperlink? The red thing. It makes me nervous for some reason. It's like reminds me when I was in primary school or middle school. The teachers, when I write something wrong, the teachers use the red pen to kind of mark what I read wrong. Maybe another color, but you decide. Yeah, overall, I like the website. Also, we have GitHub, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and copyright. Oh, nice copyright. Okay. Suppose if we could put our pictures on there, maybe a link to our LinkedIn page from our pictures there, because like there's maybe Socrates or whoever said this, to convince somebody we need like logos, ethos, and something else. Basically, people need to trust us. So if we put our picture there, it's like a trust factor for people. Yeah. Okay. That's all I want to say about the website. Thank you.
Okay. Can you send a picture for yourself?
Yes. Let me do it right now.
Okay.
I'll send you on Slack. And my LinkedIn, maybe you can use, let me check if my personal website still works. Because I just moved the domain from Bluehost to AWS. Oh, it stopped working. Okay, I'll have to, oh, it works. Okay. So my website is, okay. This link.
Okay, yeah, it's a redirect to GitHub IO. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Oh, wow, you can dance.
Yeah, I can dance. Yeah, I'm learning how to dance too, so it's really fun.
Cool. All right, let's see. Okay, so on this, in terms of meat, what else do we need?
For me, that's everything we have at the moment. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Because once you put your blockchain training program, it will be in that folder as well. If it's okay to share. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Okay. Let's move on.
Also for Meet, I'll write up like what we are looking for. That's on my Asana next things to do. So I'll give you that once I'm done.
Okay. What do you mean? What we're looking for?
What type of investment we're looking for. Also donations. Maybe we're also looking for donations. Actually, it's people can donate, but then they can also get like returns. So I don't know how it works. So, but also on legal issues, it may complicate the stuff a little bit. Maybe it's a personal project. I don't know. Also need to write up a description for the kind of talents we're looking for on the website, like a job, like asking for a job. So.
Okay. Yeah, those would be good things for blog posts. So when you are ready, would you write that as a blog post?
I'll Google, let me add it to my Asana. What's the difference between blog post and I'm unfamiliar with blog post. What's the advantage of blog post?
Okay, so basically those latest posts, that's where we will see the blog post. Okay. So it would be like a thing that kind of has a date and a time, so people can see that it's fresh. And also, if it's like 5 years later, they will say, "Oh, okay, maybe things have changed," so they'll know about that.
Okay.
So you can ask Yoda about how to put the blog posts on the website. But basic idea is you'll be writing it as Markdown.
I'll Google how to write blog posts, and because I'm not super good at writing, but I'll Google how to write blog and how many words there needs to be in, etc. And I'll ask you if I need help.
Okay, great. All right, let's move on forward.
Oh yeah. So the website, once we put our picture there, we have logos and pathos. I think that's emotion. So I don't know where to put these two jokes. Maybe a good place to put our website. I don't know. For me, it sounds really funny, like a self-deprecating joke. So people know that we're not super serious on this, and also at the same time we're serious. So we hope we're building utopia. Join us and find out. Yeah, that way is kind of. I'm also watching some Rick and Morty at the moment, so it's it's pretty funny. And also we're still solving the problem of the identity. You said these two things. They're really funny. if you had a good place to put them. Maybe in your blog post, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, that's it for me.
Okay, yeah, maybe I should add something on Asana to think about that, because I'm not sure where I would put those. I'll probably forget. Okay, let me add something here. Okay.
When you create the next action on Asana, remember to drag it into the next action list. That automatically publicizes public. Make it public.
I think. Yeah, it should be in there. Good. Okay. All right, and I also have some others.
Sorry to interrupt. Just this is Toolmaster speaking. Please start the next action with a verb. On Asana.
Okay, let me see. Okay. I'll put it this way. Oh. Keyboard layouts. Okay. All right. Oh, here we are. Okay, let me see if there's things I need to add here. Okay. Okay, so let's see, Twitter. Let me add something to the minutes here. And what else? Oh, yes, GitHub. Logging, this one. Okay, we've talked about this, and this already. Okay, cool.
By the way, I can't access Google Drive at the moment.
Okay. Penrose. Okay. Okay, so next thing we have is Twitter. So this is just that we have linked the Twitter account from the website. So from the perspective of like outreach, we should think about what if we're going to use the Twitter and what sort of posts we can put on there that will communicate.
Okay. First of all, I just want to say that I'm a noob at using social media, so I'm not very good, and I have absolutely no idea how influential they are and how to make people read our posts. So, with that said, because I really lack that knowledge at the moment, I think that the strategy is as follows. So, it's a strategy here. Okay. Okay, because I have been talking to people, trying to explain this idea to them, like what this idea is about, and it's every time it takes a very long time because I have to brainwash people from like the traditional thinking paradigm into blockchain first, decentralization, and then kind of get rid of the money concept. So I think the strategy is to, because right now. Before it was only me, and it's very hard for me to tell whether whatever I write makes sense. So next is two people. So I would want to focus our attention on improving the message delivery on the website first, so that when I meet people and they ask me, oh, what do I do? And then I say, oh, I want to destroy money. And then they say, what? You want to destroy money? How does that work? Then I don't have to explain anything. I just hand them my business card. So this is the website. Go take a look. And then, yeah, if that works, then we can start tweeting on Twitter, because now if we tweet on Twitter, people will get super confused and they will just stop following us. But if we have good websites, say, this is what we're like destroying money and we're like solving world hunger, and then they say, what? That's ridiculous. They click on the link and then it makes sense. So I think the part that's missing is the good message delivery, and we can work on that as two people. So because we have different perspectives, and so for me, that's the strategy in terms of marketing. Or so, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's start to do that then in terms of what we have on the website. Okay. Let's start to work on it as two people. So I think it's good if you can express as much as you can of what you want to, and then I can kind of be the critic. Because to me, I can say, like, that doesn't make sense, or this part I understand, that part I don't.
Okay, sounds good. I'll lead this project. Yeah, just add. Let me add an exception for now. I need to think about how to organize the message. There's a lot to cram into. We want to make it as simple as possible, and that's the challenge of it. Marketing is difficult. Okay, anyways. Just add it to my Asana.
Yeah, so I would suggest start with like one document and then get my feedback on it.
Okay.
And then we can either make it a blog post or we can use it for like the About Us or something like that.
Okay. Writing has always been my weakness. Since I was in school, so now it's a good time to flex, to train that muscle as well. Yeah. Okay. I'll do this.
Okay, great. Okay, the GitHub issue. So yeah, so GitHub was purchased by Microsoft.
Oh yeah, I heard. Okay.
So yeah, so we should think about maybe like Maybe we can think about
buy it back from Microsoft.
Yes. So I heard some interesting news about that, which was that Linus Torvalds thinks that GitHub is terrible. So he created Git, and then like Git is this decentralized thing, and then like GitHub just appears and like sucks everybody up, and then he just hates GitHub. So and then Microsoft buys GitHub. He must really think, oh my God.
And Microsoft is also one of the like Ethereum organizations. I think the alliances. I believe maybe they will do something about it. I don't know.
Yeah, they must be hedging their bets.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we might consider like moving from GitHub to I don't know, something else, or we might just like host our own Git repository in a truly decentralized fashion on Actium.com.
That's I think out of us two, you have a better say on that. I mean, okay, so how would the facilitator process this? Right now, it's my domain. Yeah. So basically, the facilitator just says, Michael, so what's the next action? So you can like ask me, hey, lead link, please like sort this out. I think it's a potential threat.
Yeah. Okay. So so maybe lead link, you can sort this out. You can
Okay. When do you think about this?
Maybe you can like check out the alternatives, like GitLab, I think, is another one.
Okay,
or you could look into like hosting it on hosting it ourselves, which might be better.
So basically hosting our codes. And also, okay, good. I'll think about it. Actually, okay. Let me think about this right now. Okay. So basically, the whole point of putting our code on GitHub is that it's for people to collaborate with us and contribute. And if Microsoft does something that prevents us from doing that, then it becomes a problem. And I don't see any reason in the short to medium term, why Microsoft will do that, even though they have acquired GitHub. So it's basically saying, so imagine GitHub like a piece of painting, right? It's quite well made despite its limitations. Microsoft bought that, and they don't want to mess up with the painting. Do you see what I mean? And
yeah, no, I see what you mean. It's more about like appearances, actually. So it's sort of a philosophical thing. So it's like if we are encouraging people to do things in a more decentralized way, then we should also follow that.
Okay, facilitator. Should we talk more about this item, or should we start like a new agenda item for on the philosophical foundation and strategy? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay. Let me check the meeting guide. So it's tactical meeting guide. This is like a classical example of discussion in a traditional organization versus a discussion under Holacracy. I can't open the meeting guide, so anyways.
Okay.
Can you open the meeting guide?
Yes, I have Google Drive. Hang on.
I feel like this is part of Holacracy training, possibly. Just
So let me look at the tactical media guide, see if there's anything about this here. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste this part and I'll put it to you on Slack.
Thank you. Please post in work chat.
Okay.
Analysis or discussion feels overdone. Yeah, a little bit. What next actions are needed here? So that's where you asked me, please sort this out. What roles are you engaged in? Is this a pattern addressing governance? Okay. I think the facilitator, because the original agenda item is about GitHub. It depends on the facilitator. It depends on personal style. Okay, I have no idea. Depends. If you want to keep.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this either. It's a little bit, because I would say the topic drifted, but I'm not sure how to.
So I guess this is the art of facilitation. It's depend. It's like where you can imprint your personal style on the meeting. It's the facilitator.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try something here. And none of these things really fit, but actually, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add something on our agenda. So I'll do this. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so we have a new, yes?
Could you also add an agenda item for me? It's called I think and we should.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste this to Slack also. The numbers didn't come out, but you can. Yep. Well, anyways, these are some agenda.
Yep. Cool.
Okay, so we are at. Yeah, so I want to talk about this one. So this is like philosophy of decentralization.
Yep.
Yeah, so basically what I want to get at here is like, I think it's basically coming from Yoda here. So basically saying the principle of decentralization should be something that we should value highly. So we should sort of start from that perspective.
Yeah.
So because that's kind of what we're asking people to do. So I think if we're building on technologies that are already decentralized, like Ethereum, that's great. But the other things that we use, we should more strongly prefer decentralized solutions.
Yeah.
but at the same time, we should be pragmatic about it. So so I think for the Toolmaster role, maybe you can write something to sort of describe how you feel about these maybe these conflicting issues of wanting things to be decentralized, but also also wanting to be practical.
Okay, let me just add that to my Asana. Right. I've added to that next action to my Asana.
Okay, great. Okay, so we have 2 more agenda. So the next one is, I think we should.
A facilitator can just comment on that philosophy of decentralization.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. The things I'm going to write is about, because I thought a lot about this when I was designing action. So it's okay. Right. Okay. So yeah, decentralization and centralization, they are kind of related to money and action themselves, because with money, it's kind of centralized. If we give the society enough time to run itself, it's like a piece of code that loops itself over and over. It becomes centralized, more and more centralized. And people say, oh, that's a good way, that's a good way to do it. And we should have that, because centralization brings us convenience. And that's only if we assume that whoever has that, whoever are very good at beating this game and have risen to the top of the society, they will keep doing what they've been doing with their money. So their intentions stay true. Like even if the heirs also want to benefit the society. That's the first assumption. And the second assumption is that they are still very efficient at managing their money when they're rich and also when they're poor. These two are big assumptions, and that's why centralization there's some limitation to how much that will work. So that's one side of the argument against centralization and for decentralization. On the other side, if everything is super decentralized, then it becomes super inefficient. Like if we have GitHub, then we need to burn more trees to kind of keep everything decentralized. So there's going to be a balance. At the moment, it has already happened. All the cryptocurrencies, the market prices, they rise and fall in unison. This means that someone or some entity already took hold of the whole market asset and this whole market. This means it's already kind of centralized. So it started out as a decentralized entity, but as it grew, it became centralized. So at the same time, it's still decentralized. So because centralization, decentralization, they are only constructs. They are only concepts. The world is not either totally decentralized or centralized. So it's it's for us, we need to find a good balance. And yeah, that's basically it. I can put this in a blog post. It's going to take some time for me to do that, and I'll figure out my priorities, and you can see on my side. But that's the basic thing. I think you already know it.
Okay. Yeah, I would say there's another. You mentioned 2 assumptions, but I would say there's another big one.
Really?
Yeah. So that is that the assumption that basically the assumption of market efficiency, or the assumption that that money is capturing well the benefit provided to society.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely agree with you. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's move on to I think we should.
Okay. Oh yeah. I just want to say the difference between Holacracy and traditional organization, because usually people who don't work in your organization, they think they would usually say, hey, you should do this, you should do that. And I think, no, but for people who are next level, like managers, they always say we should, because it makes other people feel better. That's why we have both developed the habit of like saying we should. And I still do that when I talk to other people who are unfamiliar with it. So, however, in Holacracy, is more like a military thing. So it's basically demanding resources from each other, and we can do away with like the facade of like babysitting each other's emotions. And if I say I need something from you, Michael, or if you say you need something from the lead link, you just say that lead link, please do this and please do that. And in a traditional organization, the problem with that is because in a traditional organization, we don't have a good mechanism to process how to respond to that. And in a traditional organization, like the lead link is the boss, and that's why we need to say we should do this to suggest what other people should do. In Holacracy, you have a good system to do that. And if you demand like a resource from me, I know exactly what to do. For example, I just put that on my Asana, and if it's more important than other tasks, and if you say it's very, very important for you, then I just put that at my top priority. We have a good mechanism, so we don't have to babysit each other's emotions. Also, when we say I think, it's also like people use this a lot, because when people talk to each other, they don't realize that whatever we say is already implicitly our own perceptions. So if I say the world is round, it's already implicitly implied. It's already implied that I think the world is round. World is wrong. So it's be aware with that. It's like man up for the next level. So yeah. So yeah, I just sort of point this out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. One last thing here. Penrose. So this is. So I mentioned Roger Penrose. So I just wanted to remind you to look up Roger Penrose and let me know what you think about him. So that's he's written a book about physics,
okay,
which I'm reading. So
thank you for
a little bit off topic, but
thank you for being straight with me. Last time when you mentioned that, I put that into my personal project category. So I didn't think it's related to action, because you said maybe it's a good idea to do that. So I thought it's a suggestion.
It's not related.
Okay, cool.
But I'm just very personally curious to know what you think about the guy. So.
Oh, so it's still a personal project. So
it's still a personal thing. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to bump this priority up against other tasks? Because I have like a list of requests from you. What's the top priority from you?
Well, this one, personally, I would like to move it up a little bit, because I'm really curious.
At the top of the. Okay, sounds good. Top priority. I'll put it in my top priority. Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that's it. Is there anything more from you for a tactical meeting?
Nope.
Okay, then we have 10 minutes. Let's go on and have a short governance meeting. And so there's something here about the IAM.
Oh yeah.
And
so
I think this is what we already talked about, but there's a proposal here for Yoda.
Yep.
Change AWS excluding domain name transfer budgeting and billing to AWS excluding IAM, domain transfer, billing, and budgeting. Okay, yeah, that looks good.
And yeah.
So the thing that is added here is, oh no, the thing that has changed is that we are excluding Okay. Yeah.
Just change that on Glassblock. So currently the.
Do you want me to copy and paste the proposal to Slack?
No need. I can read it.
Oh, okay.
On my offline Google Drive.
Okay.
The accept proposal is done. Okay, it's done.
Okay, cool. All right. Anything else for our governance?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Then that's it for the governance meeting. Any closing thoughts?
Yes. Man, this is getting really efficient, and I like it. There's no way we could have cramped all these agenda items in a traditional meeting under an hour.
Yeah, I agree. Very cool. All right. So when should we meet next?
For me, I prefer to kind of just wait, and I need some time to process my next actions, and I'll request a meeting if I need to. That's
okay. Okay.
How about
that? Works for me. So let's coordinate on Slack then.
Okay, sounds good. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
All right. Have a good day.